So it is no secret that this was a year of great shooters, to say the least, and to make the top of our list, you had to really pull your weight, and Titanfall 2 has done that in almost every aspect.
Stand by for Titanfall.
Titanfall 1 was a great game, but it kind of dropped off after a while. It kind of felt like there was something missing. Titanfall 2 has remedied almost all of that and become one of our favorite games of the year that a lot of us in the office cannot stop playing, cannot stop talking about. Rob, as a sequel, why does Titanfall 2 make the best of the first game and kind of just feel like the game Respawn Entertainment should have made a couple of years ago?
Having been such a huge fan of the first game, there's no lie that so many of us just stopped playing. And I would say a lot of that was the progression system, among many things. The progression system here is at its best, where you're playing for longer with double the amount of things you can do in all forms of the multiplayer. You have things like mobility, which I cherish. You know, the idea of wall running and being able to cheat death is much stronger here. Instead of having a very frantic wall running situation, they toned it down here and they said, hey, chain your wall runs and gain speed. In which case, you're making things more predictable and you're just basically rewarding a player in that respect. Get good at wall running and you can find a way to cheat that sniper across the entire map. So just all around, it's just rewarding you for things that the first game didn't necessarily do.
Yeah, there's a much more measured pace this time around. Aaron, as someone who plays a lot of like Rainbow Six Siege, and you played Overwatch, and I know you dabbled in Battleborn, hero shooters have kind of been slowly taking over the genre, and Titanfall 2 actually shows a lot of that with its new Titans. There's these 6 distinct hero classes almost in these new Titans. Can you talk about how that changes up the multiplayer formula?
I think one of the most important things about Titanfall is the intentional design of these hero classes and how they play with each other. About how you as a player will round a corner and see another Titan that you can recognize and know whether you have the ability to take them on or not. I mean, the other thing is that this is a game where Titans make players feel momentarily powerful. And that's a tough thing to do in a shooter without making other people feel like it's unfair. So in this game, you're temporarily powerful with individual loadouts of Titans. And those Titans all do, play within their roles beautifully. And it's about knowing which Titan to drop when, such as you'll find in a hero shooter, but also knowing when to get out of your Titan and just be a good run and gun player. And the dynamic of all that is what makes Titanfall 2 so incredible.
You are dominating. Stand by for Titanfall.
Yeah, so the Titans make this game worth learning, worth experimenting with, and that's the multiplayer. We haven't even talked about the single-player campaign yet, and it's excellent.
Got a visual, it's a pilot.
And what we wanted out of that single-player campaign was a better way of delivering what this universe is all about through narrative. It did that. I would say it definitely was able to achieve that. But where everyone was surprised was how each level had its own brilliance and replayability factor, taking a mechanic that you thought was pretty one-noted and completely blow your mind. The Effect and Cause mission is just one of the most memorable missions of the year. And yeah, and speaking of Titan classes, the single player definitely was able to teach you how to play each Titan with the ability to change through each one of them on the fly. So it was a great learning ground in discovering who did you fit in. The thing I love about Titanfall is everyone is so well diverse and can find their play style and have that argument on why it is so successful.
Yeah, when all is said and done at release, between the stellar single-player campaign and this nuanced multiplayer, the one thing we were worried about is, can Titanfall 2 survive past those couple of weeks, right? But now there's this progression tree, which, in my opinion and the opinion of a lot of people here, just adds this vitality to the game. Aaron, can you tell me about that sense of discovery you get from this progression tree?
Yeah, Titanfall's progression tree just rekindled my love of trying to figure out what things do. There's a lot of shooters these days where you pick up a gun and you know what a gun does, or you pick up a grenade and you know what a grenade does. But in Titanfall, you start with a problem a lot of times. I need to grunt farm better. So what do I have? What can I try? I've got Gravity Star. So you start using Gravity Star to group grunts together and blow them up. And suddenly you got Titans down faster. And then you're discovering Titans. How does this Titan work? How can I play with this Titan and this strategy? And as that happens, you can realize, like, maybe my Titan isn't powerful enough. Let me go through the boost tree. Okay, there's the battery. So now I've got this killer Titan loadout I didn't have, 2 days ago. And that all just came from, hey, like, what does Gravity Star do? And then you watch some YouTube videos. It turns out Gravity Star actually bends Titan rockets. Next thing you know, Rob and I are coming in every day having one of those conversations. Did you know this can do that? And to me, those are the best shooters. They're the ones where you pick something up, you don't know what it does, you master it, and then somebody teaches you something new.
Yeah, again, in a year of fantastic shooters, you have to do a lot to set yourself apart from the pack, but Titanfall 2 did just that. I think it's the mark of a good game, and even better shooter, that you can just learn more and discover more the more you play. And I'm going to be playing Titanfall 2 for much longer, and I'm sure a lot of people here will be, and that's why it made the number 3 game of the year here at GameSpot.